see here. Hopefully I am live. Pardon me while I get everything sorted out. And from here on, assume that you're being recorded, Versa. Alright. That seems to work. That is good. Great. Let's confirm that I can actually be seen on the store page. Hey, there we go. Okay. I'm just going to do a quick volume check. Because I have no idea how loud this thing is, because I do not have earbuds on. So 1 second. Okay. Anyone want to tell me what level of volume you are at? How does this feel? Can you hear my voice fine? Is the music too loud? Anything like that? Well, on my phone, things seem generally fine. So let us go ahead and make some announcements. Pardon me. Just gonna post on various socials. Okay. Alright. So, I went ahead and gave myself a new save file right off the bat, which actually, because I have Steam Cloud set up to automatically back up my saves, took a bit of clever timing. But yeah, this is Grippy Golf. I don't really know how this works, I've never done this before, so I'm just gonna kind of mess around with the game, and if you have any questions, feel free to ask. Yeah. This is the first level, called First Step. The level is literally shaped like a step. It actually, if you could zoom out, it kind of looks a bit more like a toilet bowl, to be perfectly honest, but I call it a step, I guess. So, the central conceit of this game, well, there's actually a couple of people. The first one is that when you're in the air, you can do this to launch yourself around. And the other main mechanic, I guess, that sets this one apart, is that if you hit something and it's light enough, you can stick to it. So it is a... And when you hit the goal, that happens. So yeah, it is both a speed-running golf game in that you're trying to launch yourself around and get to the goal as fast as possible, and you're also trying to get all these various, stick to all these various objects. So this is the scorecard at the end of it. Basically, if you don't get a hole-in-one, you only get 1 star. Fortunately, restarting is really easy. Let's do this. This is the tutorial for boosting. Oh wow, is this? Sorry, I'm just looking at the video on my end. That is a long delay, my goodness. Yeah, so this is boosting, central mechanic. Basically, you can aim around and you can boost. So you get a hole-in-one. That gives you 2 stars. But obviously a lot of people are going to come to this level and they're going to get a hole-in-one and kind of be confused when they see that there's only 2 stars there, because having 2 stars unlocks the bonus objective. And the bonus objective on this level, it's basically a little extra challenge, adds a little bit of extra difficulty or maybe a bit of puzzle solving in there, and you go ahead and need to get that in order to get 3 stars. So you start again, reach the goal with at least 1 barricade, so you gotta go up, hits, and there we go. Now this hole-in-one, you also got the bonus objective, and now you've unlocked the time and the leaderboard. So I'm number 1 on the leaderboard right now because I reset my save file. My time that I just got and my best time are not synced up. I still have number 1 on this one, which is interesting. Because this level is so easy, it really comes down to like tiny little optimizations and also just a little bit of luck. See, Ram99 is actually my musician, my composer, I suppose. And so it looks like he's got one there as well. So she hit the 125. Also, that reminds me. I'm doing an announcement on Discord real quick. Live, come say hi. Okay, there we go. Alright, so that's first level, very basic, right? Just introducing players to the basic mechanics. Now is where we start to have a little bit more fun. Because now we start to chain moves together. And this is kind of the central, this is really where the entertainment of the game comes from. The boosts reset, or I should say the arrows reset your boost. So normally, if you have a boost, you see this glowing aura around the ball. If you boost once, it's gone, right? Nothing there. You can't boost again. But if you hit certain objects, for example these arrows, you get your boost back. If it goes away, you get back, away, get back. So that lets you chain these moves together. You have hole-in-one. Once again though, only 2 stars. Going into every level, when you start off, you just want to get a hole-in-one. That's kind of your first. Don't even worry about the bonus objective at first, you don't even know what it is. And then you get into 3 stars with the bonus objective. So in this one, reach the goal with this 1 large traffic cone. Oh, I accidentally hit continue. Oops, pardon me. I accidentally hit continue instead of reset, so back to the menu. Yeah, going back to vertical. And yeah, here's, you can see the hint. Hi there, Ram. I don't know why the video is so delayed for me, but yes, you are still on the leaderboard. You're still number 2 on this one. Well done on getting 125. Yeah, let me refresh this. I want to see if I can increase the speed. Right now, there's like a 30-second delay on my end. I don't know if it's the same for you guys. Let me see. What was I doing? Upload. Okay. And let's see how long that takes for me to come up. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 12. Meantime. Yep. Boosts. But this one, in order to get the cone. Oh. Yes. Oh, yeah, yeah. The okay, so it's like a 25-second delay or something crazy. That's insane. Well, so it goes. But yeah, no. So Ram, the way it works for Steam Next Fest specifically is that yeah, you can you get 2 time slots basically for the duration of the festival. And during those 2 time slots, they will feature your live stream on like, the front page, whatever. Like, so the the goal more or less is to increase availability, that kind of thing. So theoretically, once 7 o'clock, my mic's in the way of my clock, but once 7 o'clock rolls around, we'll hopefully get a bit more traffic. Maybe not, we'll see. But yeah, I've never done this before, never live streamed in general, and also never done it for Steam Next Fest, so I don't know. I have no idea how it'll go, but it should be fun regardless. And oh, Ram, you're actually still on this one. You beat me on this one. Oh, in that case, let's see. So 5:19 is the time to beat. So yes, if you're someone that is so inclined, you can then compete. Once you've gotten 3 stars, you can then compete on the leaderboard. And you'll see that there's this ghost ball that flies next to you, and it will show you your personal best attempt in the past, so you can use that to kind of measure yourself. In the full release, there should be a full out. In the full release, there's going to be an item. I've teased it a little on social media, but there's going to be an item that will basically explode when you reach my personal time. So that's just an extra way that you can compare your times against my best ones. And of course, if you do beat me, then you get achievements. And if you beat me on every hole, you also get an achievement. If you do that, I will be sincerely impressed in front of you. So, okay, so that was a slightly better attempt. I actually took the shortcut that's built into that one. So you see, it's my best time on this current save. You can tell from the leaderboard, it's not actually my best time overall, it's just because I messed with the save files. But yeah, 5:19, huh? So you've really got to shave off as much time as possible. And shoot, I hit the continue button again. Okay, we'll come back to that then. Maybe I should go through the full game before I start getting too competitive, but we'll come back to that one. So yeah, this one's longer chains. Basically, essentially, you can see this one. Chains in the sense of chaining moves, so you got the arrows that launch them into each other. It's a lot of fun. Definitely just the 3rd level, so taking it a little easy. Yeah. And on this one, goal is to reach 5 kilograms. So next time it's not a specific object, but it's a certain amount of mass. So theoretically, you could actually do it a little cheekily. Actually, do I have anything? Oh, I must have prevented that when I was designing a level. But a little hint is that, generally speaking, if it's yellow, it's something that you want to pay attention to. In this case, cones, traffic barriers, barricade things, and sometimes garbage cans. Blue garbage cans you generally don't have to worry too much about. Yellow garbage cans, though, does matter. Don't ask me why cones and garbage cans and all of that. It just kind of happened. Those were the items I had on hand at a given time. Yes, so let's see if we can trim down our time on this one a little bit. Oh, I missed the first cone. It's actually slightly faster to manually boost here, and then just kind of spam the space button. Try to go as fast as possible. improvement, but still not quite there. I'll give it another few attempts. Not a good start. Oh, okay. So this game was very much inspired by Neon White. If you haven't played that game, but you're wondering if you enjoy this game but you haven't played Neon White, I highly recommend it. It is the dialogue is awful, but the gameplay is crisp, highly recommend. And its kind of overall structure was very much an inspiration for this game, where the idea is that you can complete the level and take your time and get used to things, but really the people who most enjoy this game will be the ones who really try to get into it, really try to improve their times, and really, well, also, once later levels come out, just try to get 3 stars in general. But theoretically, there's absolutely nothing stopping you from just putzing along and getting getting 50 strokes on every level, just kind of bouncing off, doing whatever. You probably won't have the best time, because if that happens to you, you're gonna lose your mind. But it is very much, if you want to play that way, I will not stop you. I actually had a number of playtesters of this demo. I did a little expo over in Sacramento. I live in Sacramento, so there was a little Sacramento Game Expo, and I had a number of young kids try the game, and they were, I mean, speaking candidly, they were awful at the game, but they were having such a great time just kind of hitting the ball and bouncing around and doing whatever, so if that's enjoyable, then I love it. I will move on for now. I want to get to some of the juicier levels by the time 7 rolls around. I really don't know what to expect here. Zigzag. I really don't know what the translators did when I asked them to translate into some other languages. I feel like Zigzag is very much a United States thing, but who knows. This is, again, now we're starting to pick up the difficulty a little bit. Bouncing around, behind the house, flower pots. Getting enough sun in those flowers, but so it goes. This one, we need at least 1 barricade. Oh, shoot, I did it again. Maybe I never do this when I'm playtesting myself, so it must just be because I'm distracted trying to make conversation while I do this as well. I do want to go back and do the 3 stars on this one. I really love the menu music, man. It turned out excellent. Okay, let's try this again. So this one actually stumps a lot of people at first, because they see that barricade, right? And that's the one that you need. It's the only one in the bubble. So many people try to do something shenanigans with hitting it before they reach the arrow or something. I'm not really sure. Just kind of hoping that the physics works out in their favor. Generally speaking, that level of guesswork and RNG shouldn't be necessary, because at least in this level you can just hit from behind. See you around, get the objective, and well, I really like ending up in this level. Yes, this one, ooh, this is the lowest I've been down so far. 7th place. You can tell this. Yeah, it turned out really well. You can tell that a Japanese news site ran a little article on this, because most of the people who have beaten my times have Japanese-ish names, which is kind of funny. And I had kind of, because Katamari is obviously a huge inspiration for this game, so I'd kind of assumed that maybe the Japanese audience might like it, but it's nice to see that validated to an extent. Pardon me. Spiral. This was a really downward spiral, but A, that was a little depressing, and B, something about the length of the text hit this weird Goldilocks zone that really caused some strange visual bugs, so. Oh yeah, that's great. I mean, that's the hope, right? Lots of people will enjoy the game, but I think the people who will enjoy it most are the ones who see the leaderboard and get that, competitive fire going. Alright, downward spiral. There we go. And it's funny, because playing the game, obviously for me, when I play through the full game, I can beat the whole game in like 30 minutes, maybe, including loading times. But depending on how quickly someone picks up the game, it can take much longer. There we go. That shot can be kind of tricky. Sometimes the physics behaves oddly on it. There we go. Oh, new record in terms of how low I am. Oh, people really went on this one. There's a skip that I'm not familiar with. That's always cool, seeing when people find exploits and stuff in your own level. Obviously, I'm not the kind of dev that doesn't want people. I want people to try to speedrun this game. I'm really hoping that someone does, because I'm sure that there are all sorts of things that you can do to just break it over your knee, and I think that's really fun. Inspiration for the art direction. Honestly, I think initially, at least, part of my inspiration for the visuals came from an indie game called You Suck at Parking, which is this kind of madcap racing game where the goal is to reach a parking spot and stop. It's a really clever concept. I haven't actually played the game myself, but I really like the art design. Kind of some of the bigger aspects of the design. It's relatively subtle, but it does have a pretty big impact, is that there's an outline shader. So on sharp angles and contrast, there's a little outline. You'll notice if you look in on it too hard. And outside of that, I kind of use that for general reference, but no, there wasn't really anything in particular that I can remember pulling on from that. At least not for these levels. For some of the later areas, all the demo levels, they're all in this kind of grassy, suburban, typical golf-ish area. A lot of later levels. Oh, I'm quite high up on this one. Nice. The later levels get a little more esoteric, but for those normally I kind of just use Pinterest. I'd say mostly the look of the world is just from how I have to do, how my workflow has ended up as a developer. Because keep in mind, I'm a solo dev, so I do more or less everything myself aside from music and some of the key art and that kind of thing. So a lot of this art style really comes from me just kind of taking textures, lifelike textures, and manipulating them in certain ways in Photoshop, and not Photoshop, I use the GIMP. And this is kind of what results from that path that I took. And once I found something I liked, I just ran with it more or less. So this one, I'm going to cheat a little bit. I already know what the bonus objective is, so I'm just going to do it right after that. This one is the final level of World 1. So this is about halfway through the demo at this point. And it kind of combines everything that we've gone through so far in the level. So you have, oh geez, that was unfortunate. That was a lucky bounce. So you have a lot of the first areas just introduce them to these arrows, right? So you have the arrows going up, you have the chaining from side to side, a bit more of that. Then we reintroduce the concept of these holes that you have to slide through when you fire. A bit of chain together boosts from the longer chains level. This one comes down. Then we have something totally unique to this one, going on a slope hit. Bounce in this silly figure 4 pattern, which I don't know why I put it in, but it's pretty satisfying. There we go. Come out, Grippy. No, I'm pretty high up on this one as well. Wow. People have done pretty well. Oh yeah, no, audio design, sound design is not something I would consider a strength of mine, but I do tend to get a lot of compliments on it, so maybe I should. Yeah, no, all the sound effects. So the sound effects, usually I'll take raw sound effects from, or raw I'm not really sure what the correct word is. Folio? Something like that. I forget the term. I'll get raw samples from either freesound.org, which is an amazing resource that I highly recommend if you're a game dev. Or I will get it, if I can't find what I need online, I'll just record it myself. There's a reel lying around somewhere of me using matches and paper bags and so on to make a sound effect for Rocket Power Up, which actually didn't end up being in the game. Foley, yes, thank you. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it. I've never heard anyone say that out loud. But and then I'll usually combine anywhere from 2 to 7 of those together and manipulate them, mess with all the various audio effects, and to get what I want. But yeah, I don't know if you can fully consider that doing it myself. I do a good chunk of it myself. The audio editing, at the very least, I do myself. So this is the first area of the new world. We've got this floating question mark, which honestly, it always surprises me how easily people miss what I see as very obvious prompts. The amount of people who just don't even notice these giant floating question marks is actually insane, but that's why we do playtesting. So we hit it. So now we start to get really much more into the sticking mechanic. So gather more mass in order to stick to heavier objects. So far, everything that we've stuck to has been stuff we can stick to right off the bat, right? And that's just kind of getting used to things. But obviously we can't stick to these because they're rather heavy, and we only have 3 kilograms. You see up at the top right. So what we need to do is collect some more. So here's another one. Bounce. And now that we've got those ones, we can get this. And now that we've got that, we can get more and more. Including sticking to walls. Hang on. Let's try that again. There we go. And go. So now we've got quite a large number of objects. So now we can actually stick to these guys. And I really love the effect of everything just kind of shattering off right at the end there. Oh wow. Number 2. I think this is the highest one I've had since first. Yeah, and it is worth noting that more or less everything in the levels are actually things you can stick to. It ended up kind of falling by the wayside, and I ended up focusing more on the kind of dynamic speed aspect. But you can totally stick to like windows. Oh jeez. Huh. Normally I don't encounter this bug so easily. Man, this is the same one you ran into, right? Where you clicked inside the house? I've had a couple people run into this. It's actually, I think it's a bug with the underlying game engine, which makes life a whole lot harder. But basically, when you run into something that's attached to something else, like for example the windows on the building, sometimes it actually, instead of thinking that you've stuck to that, it thinks that you've attached to something on the opposite side or something else. So you can stick to a window on the front, but somehow the collision event that Unreal Engine fires off is actually for the thing on the opposite side of the building. And so you end up sticking to that instead, despite the fact that it's on the opposite side of the building. So you end up with the camera inside the house. I'm working on that one. It normally isn't an issue, largely because the only time you actually should be hitting houses anyways is just kind of messing around like this. But it is annoying, and it is something I need to fix. So let's try to get enough so that we can stick to trees. There we go. Now we're getting somewhere. Yeah. The initial concept of the game was mostly just this kind of thing. Sticking to absurdly large numbers of objects and just kind of messing around with it, which was great for kind of a game jam style game where you play it and then you have fun with it and then you kind of move on with your life. But it wasn't really great for, I guess, a longer form game, really a game of any kind of length. So that's why the focus ended up shifting more towards kind of the speed aspect of the game. But you can, if you are feeling like messing around, you can do stuff like this and just collect absurd numbers of objects, which is appealing all on its own. Though very rapidly you reach completely unwieldy levels of object collection here, where you can't do anything really anymore. Wow. Okay, let's go to the goal. Let's go. Go, 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 go. Oh, inside the tree. Nope, no, no. Yeah, of course, because I was messing around. It's just 11. Yeah, it is interesting. I've done it for 2 games now. Well, it wasn't really a game jam. Basically, I challenged myself to make 10 games in 10 weeks for reasons, and I ended up taking 2 of those games. The previous one was Cat Herder. Obviously this one also started life like that. It was called Sticky Golf at the time. But yeah, both of them underwent very drastic changes as time went on, just to make the game a little more interesting, have more depth to it, I suppose. I don't usually participate, well, I haven't had a chance to participate in any game jams. It would be something that I would be interested in doing in the future. Oh, hey, get back there. There we go. But we shall see. There we go. Alright, I'm satisfied with that one. Shoot. This is one of the more unique levels, or at least in the sense that I never did it again after making something like this. I guess I had tools set up to let me make the, the kind of more platform style of land masses. So actually making this tube and getting it to behave nicely ended up being a little more of a pain in the rear than I had really bargained for. This one is one of those bonus objectives where you don't have to do anything special, you just have to do everything right. Certain levels where you can just kind of roll down or go where you need to go of your own volition, they have bonus objectives like that. Because it is theoretically possible. Oh wow, the margins on this one are tight. It is theoretically possible to go down this one and kind of not do anything. This one you don't have to do anything at all. But if you're going down and you're not paying attention, you can just slide right by those guys and not get them. And then same here, you can miss that one, you can miss this guy, but you can still try to get this one. But if you don't have enough mass, you won't stick to him. So you can't get the bonus objective. So in order to get it, you more or less need to hit every area on the way down. I'm not even sure what optimizing this one would look like. So you hit it, go, and then go, and go. Ugh. Could still salvage this one, we'll see. If you manage to hit both, yeah, you can collect 2 garbage cans there, and that will improve your times a bit. Oh, I messed up on that one. Yeah, a lot of them. Because even when I'm doing everything almost exactly right, you can see I'm really not. My ghost is really on my tail. Yeah, so a slight improvement. 42. Oh. 11 centiseconds? A tenth of a second off my best time. So it goes. Oh, remember to check out Robbie Robot Shop. Yes, thank you, self from the past. Okay, after we beat this level, I'll try to remember to go back to the shop. Yeah. Okay. So this one, honestly, I kind of feel like I shouldn't have made it, but I don't regret it. This one's obviously inspired by Pachinko, the Japanese totally gambling, but technically not gambling game. And a lot of people actually, when they see this, they think that the goal is to collect all the cones. I had a number. Oh, oops, that was an unfortunate roll. I've had a number of people, kind of their first, first viewing, just try to get everything. So that's now an objective. Oh, man. That is now what's the word? Achievement. Yes. So if you get a certain, you can't get them all. Well, at least I don't think you can. Just because you end up hitting the. You tend to see there's a ceiling here, right, to stop you from just skipping the whole thing. So there is a limit to at some point you will just get stuck against the ceiling. But until then, you can kind of have fun with it. Very often, what happens is very often what happens is people will realize that, oh wait, no, I'm supposed to get to the bottom, but by the time that they realize that they're trying to get to the bottom, they've already stuck so much that it's functionally impossible to get down. So they'll just like spam it, which you can actually, to an extent, do, not really too well. Yeah, and then at some point you just get stuck. You can't go any further, so you have to restart. Yeah, that was 20 cones. But in actuality, you want to try to get down there with as few cones as possible, which there are a few different ways that I've found that you can do that. What I found to be the most straightforward way, spoilers, is just kind of go over. Like, picked up one. Hole in one. There we go. And reach the goal with less than one large traffic cone. It was originally reach the goal with no large traffic cones, but turns out that grammar and plurals, it's probably not the correct word, but is pretty tricky when you are dealing with other languages. So with the translation team, who I went, they're in the credits, they were actually extremely helpful. We had this whole long conversation about using the correct word for the correct tense, and having a line that said reach the goal with no traffic cones instead was added a lot of complexity for some reason. So in the end I just, mathematically it's the same, right? Reach the goal with less than one traffic cone, reach the goal with no traffic cones. I guess theoretically you could have a tenth of a traffic cone, but that hopefully cannot happen in this game, and if it does, please let me know, because that's a problem. Yeah, I'm actually quite impressed that people have beat my time on this one. Let's see. Well, that's not the best work either. Okay, whatever. Well, that was an unfortunate roll. We'll move on. Yes, the barrier. The barrier actually is the game mechanic that I found the most surprising, I suppose, because it ended up being extraordinarily versatile. Yeah, it is a little clunky wording, right? But it was much more straightforward to code, which maybe isn't the best excuse, but that's what I'm going with. Pardon me. Okay. Yeah, so the barrier ended up being super versatile, because at first I just thought of it as a wall, right? So you may not pass until 20 kilograms. And I started thinking about what would happen when you hit the wall, right? And I ended up going with this, which I love the sound effect on this one. This is one of my favorite sound effects that I made. And also the breaking sound effect for it is really good. But in addition to bouncing off, you also get a bit of height, which won't become relevant in this level. I'm still just introducing the basic mechanic of breaking it, but will become reasonable in the future. So we'll go ahead and gather up these items, and see it cracks once you hit 20 kilograms. And there we go. Goal: reach the objective with reach the goal with at least 2 trash bins. What did I use for the bounce sound effect? I made that so long ago, I have no idea. Yeah, God, I have no idea. I think I mostly took those ones from freesound.org. I would have to go through my files to check for which one it was. I am not certain. But I do remember I went in and, you know, you can modulate, I don't remember the correct words, but you can make the audio sound like that. Whatever that means. So I did that as well. But yeah, the shadowing is also another really good one. That one turned out super well. I feel like I can improve that time. Oh, that's not the best run. 721. What's my best score on the leaderboard? 677. Oh my. Okay. Yeah, we'll try it. Gathering mass can be useful, but can also make the ball more difficult to control and predict, as we encountered. I actually do a ton of different little tweaks to make it... There's an unavoidable level of jank in a physics-based game, right? Especially a physics-based game like this. But that would be annoying, or it can be annoying if you were trying to move quickly, right? In a game where the focus is on moving fast and precisely, you don't want to have too much random physics moves, right? And so I've done a lot to mess with the way that things move in order to try to make it as seamless as possible, right? So honestly, one of the most impactful things which kind of surprised me was just on these arrows, they give tons of them, right? So that way, if you do hit the ground, you are already mostly rolling in the desired direction. So that just prevents any like catching on edges or any other strange behavior. Oh, thank you, man. I appreciate it. And another thing that really was impactful is the camera isn't fixed on the ball. So you'll notice, you see here, see where the glow is? That's where the camera's attached. But the ball is over there. So what's actually happening is that the camera is fixed on the center of mass, more or less. Because when I was first trying to make this, I was doing all sorts of weird shenanigans to try to make the object come together roughly in a ball shape, and just kind of generally play nice. And then at some point, I just experimented like, okay, what happens if we put the camera at the center of mass? And it just worked. Before, the camera would kind of fly around crazily because you can tell on the ball when the ball starts getting attached to things. Because the trail always comes from the ball, so you can see that's going up and down and all over the place. That would be nauseating to look at, have the camera be focused on. But by having it stay roughly on the center of mass, everything just kind of works, which was a very pleasant surprise in the game dev. Looks like that comes up in the trash. Barriers with an infinity symbol cannot be broken. And here's where we start really getting into the, oh, you know, the barriers, they actually want you just a little bit. So now we get wall jump. And I joke that this game is really more a 3D platformer than it is anything else. And so what 3D platformer would be complete without having a wall jump, right? So this is a bonus objective at this level. Honestly, it's a little hinged. So you kind of have to look at how the overall shape is rotating and get all of them together. Yeah, it just works out super well, right? I'm pretty high up on this one. Wow, someone really took my time down. 1182. Let's see here. Really trying to take time. Oh, missed one. Oh no. Oh boy, okay. Well, we definitely didn't get it. Oh yeah, not even close. Okay, again. Because that one really... Oh, good. That was bad. And you can see also where kind of knowing the game is very helpful. Oh, I didn't even realize I missed that one. No. Oh well. I I got a trash bin as a consolation prize. Come on. Knowing the level is helpful because I can boost that one arrow before I even really see it. How the heck did I do that the time before? Oh well, so it goes. I hit the fire gun. Okay, what the heck was I doing? I don't remember. Moving on. But yeah, no, the wall is super satisfying. Usually the posts of mine that have the most traction are the ones with the wall, because it just is. This level in particular really came together well. I call it parkour because, you know, double this one, oh, I guess I'm gonna get the bonus objective. This one has a little bit of a jump scare in it where if you're not paying attention, oh, actually you broke through that wall instead of bouncing off of it. It's very much the, I'm trying. I really don't know what happens to this person's username. I guess it's all just katakana, but it's pretty funny. Katakana? Hiragana, yeah. Oh yeah, fire count, there's your score. Yeah, this one, a little trick for some easy shortcuts. First off, get as much sideways speed on this one as you can. You only need to do one bounce. And then this guy, obviously, goes back and forth. Try to go forward as soon as possible. And then this one, you do not need to hit the walls. Oh, excuse me, on there, but... what was the ball game that was an inspiration for this one? Oh, I'm blanking. Monkey Ball. I don't know if you ever played that. I've only played it a little bit, but I feel like something about the vibe and aesthetic is somewhat similar. But yeah, that's one of my favorite levels. I really enjoy it. Dragon Gate. The name of this level is completely pretentious. I love it. It's supposed to be a reference to how it kind of looks like you're going up a waterfall. So it's like, you know, the whole dragon or carp climbing the waterfall to become a dragon thing, which I don't know, shows up everywhere in culture, like Gyarados and Magikarp, for example. And I just kind of laugh because it's so dramatic. I have mostly relatively dumb level names on the whole, but actually I don't. I want to do it. And then this one's just yeah. So in this one, showing off, not only can you go sideways, you can go up, you go around. I really like this little cave section. The Arena of Fire makes a little debut. You can bounce off the inside of these guys. There we go. Climb up and smash through. So for this one, reach the goal with one trash bin, and if you just kind of went through this casually, you'd probably look at that and be like, trash bin, where the heck's the trash bin? So you can, at any time, if you want to rewatch the intro, you can just select it from the main menu, and that'll replay it for you. Because in my experience with playtesting at least, when this intro cinematic first plays, you have no idea what's going on. There's way too much information being thrown at you. Also, there is the trash bin right there. So it's cool, but it's not actually particularly useful. It's mostly in the game just as a holdover from, you know, like typical golf games like Wii Golf, where they start by showing you these nice panning shots of the level. But I think it is useful for when you need an outside perspective, because technically you can see the trash bin from here, but it's way up there right at the top, so you probably can. So you probably need, if you need to look around. But yeah, but then you realize, oh, just getting this cone cracks that barrier. Interesting. Climb the waterfall, go in, jump scare, smash yourself out of it, and miss the hit. Oops, try again. the level names are a little loose, shall we say. It was not necessarily my priority. Mostly just, I want a functional level name, doesn't have to be anything fancy. Oh my goodness. I'm zoning out here. But, it especially gets interesting when you start localizing, because there's I want the names to be relatively short, but some languages don't really do short, particularly the Romance languages, which can lead to interesting little truncations. Oh my goodness, I did it again. Oh my god. Okay, come on. Yeah, focus. Originally, I actually didn't have, you can see it, actually I don't know how well you can see it with all the video compression, but there is a crosshair in the game that shows you roughly where you're aiming. And I originally, Firecon, you have first place on this one, nicely done. Right behind whatever the hell's going on there. Man, I need to pick Japanese back up. Anyway. I was talking about something and I have absolutely no idea what I was talking about. Oh well. Board break. This one's also, this one's less pretentious. This one is a board break. For any of you who have done martial arts, you've probably done, well, you may or may not have, depending on the martial art in question, but you may have done board breaks. You know, the typical hold a piece of wood, punch or kick or whatever the heck through it. So that was kind of what I was thinking of in this level. This one has a bit of a more puzzly perspective. Just going out. This little sequence is satisfying. Go through, bounce off, go around, go another one of these little parkour sections, and then we just really makes the screen a little maybe too white, but well, yeah, on this one, I'm just gonna go with less than 3 large traffic cones, which is okay. If you kind of go through the default path, you realize you quickly pick up more than 3 right about now. So basically right away. So that's not quite right. You actually have to skip them. Honestly, man, I was probably just gonna name the tracks like Suburbia, Main Menu, Industrial, but maybe we should be a little more creative with it. Oh, I know, I forgot to do the bonus objective. But I don't know, we can workshop a couple ideas. So yeah, for this one, you actually want to skip. You only want 2 cones. There you go. But now, so you kind of, okay, you've gotten through that barrier, you managed to avoid the cones and go along, but then you press this rise, and you realize, oh shoot, let me in. I'm trapped. So you actually need to be a little more, get a little more your stuff together. So here, you do have to skip it, because you need at least 19 kilograms. That's another hint that needs it. That you only need that much, because if you get exactly 2 cones, and that guy, you have 19. And then you realize, hey, there's this really bright yellow trash bin right here. Or at least hopefully you do. Maybe you eventually will. And with that, that'll get you over the threshold needed. See ya. So that's the demo. Oh wow, I'm quite high up on this one. I think people don't know the skip for this one. Oh yeah, I did actually put in a solid barrier in the middle of the walls. I didn't originally because I was concerned about... Basically, I wanted to make sure in like multiplayer or something that if multiple people hit it, or if one person hit it and the other didn't, there was some weird interactions I was concerned about. But since release is just single player, and I also put in a system anyways for detecting when it should be breakable, when it should play the whole like shattering glass, or have the shattering glass effect on it, I realized, oh, I can just, whenever that happens, I can just disable the collision anyways. So yeah, I actually did add it in. It shouldn't be possible anymore. Of course, people can do all sorts of crazy clipping and things in all sorts of games, so I definitely won't say it's impossible. But it is much less likely. Oh, okay. So yes, a couple little skips on this guy. You don't need to bounce off that wall. You can ricochet there. Hit that one. That one's a lot harder. So here, skip that arrow. Come right in. Here, go here, and then immediately. That one's really tough. That one's really tough time. Yeah, no, I've actually right before this, as a little break before playing, I was messing around with item duplication glitches in Tears of the Kingdom. So yes, people will do all sorts of unhinged things to the game. There we go. This one I always have trouble with. There we go. Bounce. There we go. And then this one you actually don't need to hit. I didn't aim high enough. Okay. You don't need to do the whole bounce down and then forwards thing. You can actually skip right to the next one. So you can actually do that. New skip idea. Can you hit that right off the bat? Nice. You can. Okay. There's a little shortcut. Oh. Okay. Actually, that one might have been faster. Go straight up instead. Oh, that's a far reach. Come on. Make it. Yes. Go. Hit it. Bop. There we go. Okay, accept that since practice for now. Oh. Of course, once you start really pushing yourself, then you also start making a lot more stupid mistakes. Come on. The creator of the game, who largely inspired a lot of this one, I forget his name, the guy who made Neo, or the director, I'm not actually sure what his name is, once described his game as a game for freaks, kind of self-deprecatingly. And sometimes I'd certainly feel that about this game. Yeah, man, there we go. I think one of the things that is most exciting about this game for me is that even after playing so much of it, I still have a lot of fun with it, which is great. It's really, you know... okay, I'm still... Wow, I'm well off my best time. Huh. Oh, Hydra. I should put something like that in, man. I've been thinking that for the full release, I might... there's a system for uploading a bunch of metadata every time you do a leaderboard push, so I might have that in the background just so I can have that system in the future. It's not something that's going to be there for release, but having that data available would make it so that I can do stuff like that in the future. And also, if anyone starts being cheeky and starts doing cheats or something like that, then I could also look at that data and be like, oh, you're being a jerk. Which, I don't know, maybe my game won't be popular enough for that, but who knows, we'll see. Okay, so that was my best time so far, but goodness, is there still a lot to improve? Let's go ahead. Actually, let's test here. Is that skip actually faster than just going up or normal way? It is, but only a little bit. But it is yeah, no, I will take that feature. I'll add it to the list of potential future features. You have different colored ghosts, I suppose, representing the different folks in front of you. That would be pretty cool, actually. I do like it. Oh, that's what I meant to do. I meant to go to Bobby Robot's shop. Completely forgot about it. So yeah, so this is the main menu. I actually am super pleased with how it turned out. The menu animations are super slick. Hey, wish list the game. And also join the Discord, give me feedback. I'm not checking if there's notifications right now, but I will later. But yes, Star Store. Hatch opens up the ground. Say hello to Bobby Robot, folks. I just cannot get over his stupid little jangly thing. I love it so much. It's awful. But yeah, this is shop. Most of them, most of the items, you cannot get in the demo, but they will be there for the full release. But you can get some unconventional items. I'm glad, man. I really am. You can get some unconventional items. So, for example, a Rubik's Cube. And I just have some little throwaway dialogue for this guy. I had fun writing the dialogue for this. I'm not normally much of a storyteller-focused developer. But it was a lot of fun, so maybe something I'd like to lean into more in the future. And obviously robots don't have hair, so they find that strange. It also implies, of course, that no creatures that the robots are familiar with have hair, which is a bit concerning. In a earlier earlier version of the game, I had little robotic bunnies, which I added mostly as a joke for Easter. I ended up, there were a bunch of bugs with them that I hadn't fixed, so they're not in the full release, at least not yet. If I have a little time before release, maybe I'll try adding them back in. I want to add pedestrians, that would be really nice to have, and just funny to just pick up a pedestrian, they're like, ah! So if I have the time, I will add that, and if I don't have the time, maybe I'll add an update. Yes, some implications for World at Large. Yes, inexplicably sticky. Yeah, no, exactly. Exactly, man. The hairbrush is kind of fun. We'll just go ahead and look it. So you can buy 15 stars. I love the confetti animation. It turned out super well. But what I really enjoyed messing around with is the Rubik's Cube, so we'll buy that one. Alright, now that's done, you can kind of go in and mess around with various levels. So I can actually see what rank I am. Running start, I only have 4. Chinko's only 5. We'll go ahead and mess around with, parkour. That was a lot of fun. Golfing through a nuclear hellscape. I'm not entirely sure if that fit the tone of my game, but that would be pretty funny. Yes, parkour. I guess there kind of is a secret level. It's not really intended to be creepy though, maybe a bit surreal, but not creepy. It's also brutally difficult, if I do say so myself, which was the goal. So yeah, now you can golf with a Rubik's Cube. This was, in my previous game, I had the idea of, well, just real quick, you can see it gets scrambled each time you hit it, and also the color changes to match, which is pretty cool. In my previous games, I would, oh, that was a lot of funky bounce. In my previous games, I would have little accessories for the player character, or the characters, right? And that makes sense. But in this game, I realized very quickly that it doesn't really make sense to accessorize the robot at all, because you don't look at the robot. You almost never even see it. Or it, I suppose. So it didn't really make much sense. We're in an infinite loop right now. Oh yeah, no, you can play the game with it. And what's fun with it is that it is actually a cube now. So it no longer rolls. It is a cube. And some of the other ones have gotten extremely strange. I asked for ideas from TikTok, which resulted in all sorts of interesting concepts. So one of my favorites is just a gun. That just, anytime you hit the ground, it just goes off and launches you in a random direction, which I kind of feel like maybe speedrunners could exploit in some way to get like extra boosts out of it. I have no idea. I kind of want to leave the possibility open though, so if you are someone who is so inclined and wants to break the game over your knee, please do. But yes, you can golf with another robot's head, which is a little morbid, though they don't seem too put out by it, which is good. They're just sitting there vibing. Golfing, but with a gun. I think that's already a game. Someone definitely has made that game where... No, I've definitely seen it before, where someone has made a game where instead of golfing the conventional way, you just shoot the golf ball with a gun. And the different types of guns results in, like, you got your driver and your putter and stuff like that. I could not place the name of the game if I tried, but yeah, that is such a thing. And you might notice if you're particularly, I want to say, what's the slightly annoying version of the observant pedantic maybe, that the arrangement of cubes on the arrangement of squares on the Rubik's Cube do not always correspond to realistic, real-life arrangements of a cube, but I did not want to even think about the math that would be necessary for such a thing, so yeah, you'll have to put up with this. Yeah. Okay, let's see if I can maybe improve the time a little bit. So we've got here... Oh, that first trap comes actually really hard to hit. You'll notice I'm aiming down a lot, and that actually basically just puts more of a horizontal component onto the velocity right at the start, so you get a little more speed. I actually never speed run in a game, unless the other one counts, maybe that's on. 15-12. Oh, that was my best time. Nice. Oh, wow, I honestly didn't think that one was that good, but okay, great. Right above 10 shishi, 10... I can't read. I need to practice that one. Oh, I wonder if I can improve it even more. Let's see here. Really, the ideal one would be if I could boost right into this and get it right away. That would be probably the most optimal thing to do. I don't know if it's... Oh! There we go. Okay, that's the real, completely nonsensical speedrun strat. Oh, wow, somehow I've caught up to myself, though. Hey, how'd that happen? Okay, hang on, where was I aiming? About here? Yeah, a little bit further back. Too low. There we go. Yeah, that saves a ton of time right off the end. There we go. Come on. Oh no! Oh, I choked on that one. Okay. Yes, there we go. Okay. About there. Might be too high. Too high. Lower. A little too low. I really don't know how speedrunners, like actual professional speedrunners, do it. It's still mad at me. Come on. I want it. Get it. There we go. Yes. Come on. So close to myself. Yes. Sub 15 seconds. There we go. Alright, beat that, folks. I'm also, as I do this, I am making my own game. I'm making the beat me in every level achievement actively harder as I practice this. So, maybe it's not the... Maybe that makes life harder for other folks, but... It really is remarkable what speedrunners can do when they put their minds to it. Just the amount of... I watched, I don't know if anyone is familiar with Smalling, for example. some of the stuff that he does, where he just kind of breaks down how people even discover these glitches, or kind of combine them, or discover them and find new improvements, new methods. It's very remarkable. Go. Okay, 21 seconds flat. Oh man, okay. I'm gonna take down over half a second on that. Oh, I hit the wrong button. Jeez, I really keep doing that. Yeah, we're gonna reset that. Dragon Gate. So dramatic. Well, I've already got a achievement which I don't honestly, it might not be too hard to achieve. It involves the gun, where the goal is to run out of ammo on the gun and then still get a hole in one. And I think I actually haven't gotten around to coding it yet, but I do need to code it. Well, it'll just make a god, awful. It'll just make a pun right off the bat. It's like hole in gun, which is an awful pun, but I love it. So too bad. Skip. Okay, we're doing straight so far. Oh, and I should probably spam the boost there. Save some time. Okay, it's better. Sub 21. Still need to improve that. Okay, so let's aim as low as possible. Get that. Come around. I don't actually know if that saves you much time optimizing the hell out of that. Oh, no. And also, where you aim on the pad tends to help. So if you hit right towards the edge, basically you're cutting corners as narrowly as possible, right? Oh, I hit the boost after hitting the arrow. Okay. Really questionable optimization. Hitting it right on the edge of the hitbox, I think, gives you the best chances. Oh no. I don't know if you guys can hear me clacking my mouse around. It's funny you should say that, Ram, because back in April, wow, which was a while ago now, I was messing around and added an April Fool's mode where all the sound effects for colliding with objects got replaced by me and my friends just saying the word of the object in question. So the hitting the rocks was my friend going stone, and hitting like a cone was one of my friends going plastic. Which I took that out. I haven't dedicated. Oh, that was my new best time. Oh, I'm tied with FireCon. Man, you must be like a few milliseconds in front of me, FireCon. So much that it's just a rounding error. What the heck was I saying? I can't even remember. Oh yeah, it's obviously wasn't my priority as I'm working to get the game out, right? So I took it out, and I figure I have until April to re-implement it, right? But yeah, just anyone who happens to log on to the game on April 1st might get an interesting little surprise. We shall see. Do I want to try? I've got so close to you there, but I have to try to beat you. That would be a lot of fun. Yep. I have no idea, to be perfectly honest. I think I've heard some things that the viewer count on Steam can be a little weird. Ooh, hit the wall. Actually, what is it right now? I haven't even been looking. I can't see it from here. 410. Yeah. I have no idea if that's good or not. But hi folks, I hope you enjoy. Yeah, I have no understanding whatsoever about really how any of this works, so guys. This is not a great start. Come on, me, catch up. Whew. No, I don't think I beat that one. Well, can't the Steam, the Steam algorithm gods, I'm sure, have a lot to do with that. I would actually enjoy, I think, live streaming, development and that kind of thing, but I have heard it's very tiring. Just exhausting to be working and then also trying to hold a conversation with people, which that makes sense. I am really on limited bandwidth right now. Come on! Oh yeah, sub 20. There we go. Alright folks, beat that. Nice. But yeah, no, I know a couple of people who do development live streams. I know there's another Sacramento developer who does pixel art live streams for their games. And I know if you're a dev, if you're an Unreal dev in particular, you probably have heard of Prismatica Dev, who is he's an Unreal Engine developer working on this massive open world kind of game called Prismatica, and he does all sorts of live streaming, tons of code videos, that kind of thing, which could be interesting. I really enjoy making devlogs, I found. Oh, Ram, did you put that one together live? That's crazy, actually, that's pretty cool. But yeah, I found I really enjoy making devlogs, but they are super time consuming. When, however many months back, I wanted to put out a devlog every month, which lasted right up until I realized I had the deadlines creeping up, and making a proper devlog, like a decent quality devlog, takes a solid week of work, in my experience. And maybe I'm just overthinking it, maybe I'm putting too much effort into it, but that has been my experience so far. So, taking a week out of every month to put together a video is not really the most time efficient method. Okay, yeah, better than that. This one is really quite tricky. I need to make that, okay, I need to stop looking to see if I've made it. I just need to hit that boost, trust that I've made it, and get ready for the next one. Yeah, like that. There we go. Spin around. Hit in roughly that direction. Do we hit it? Oh, we missed. Oh, that's... Yeah, no, I mean, feedback is a double-edged sword, absolutely. Very much some people who are trying to, give good faith, some people who are just trying to project their own preferences on everything. Lots of comments of, oh, does it have multiplayer? Which, for the record, so if anyone's unclear on the process, adding multiplayer to your game, just like on the drop of a hat, just isn't a thing. It requires a lot of work, which isn't, especially if it's online multiplayer. Oh my god. This game originally was going to have online multiplayer, and I'm still not completely certain whether I intend to add it or not. It largely depends on how much of a royal pain it is, because physics over the internet is not great. Okay, come on. I hope that was right. Ah, okay. 2375. What's that? New best time. Alright. Oh, I must... Yeah, I get a fire cone. Alright, second place. That's not bad. But yeah, and I totally understand. I really would love to add a multiplayer version of this game. I basically envision it as something of a Mario Kart-esque experience, which would be pretty cool. But that is a whole kettle of fish. So yeah, single player for now. Whew. Alright, got my adrenaline up from that one. One of my favorite quotes from my friend who playtests this game is, do I actually want to say this live on the internet? Whatever. My sphincter is tightened as they came up on the goal there. Oh yeah, we'll play the credits real quick. Created by Switchback Studio. Music by Ram. Thank you, Ram. Playtesters, variety of folks. Yeah, no, we're pretty close friends. It's very much one of those friendships where it's like, okay, we just have no boundaries. It's fine. Yeah, there's a local leadership team. Okay, I'm gonna actually skip through this. If you want to see everything that all the people who are involved in this, honestly, after that, it's very few actual people. It's mostly me crediting. Usually, if I use resources from the internet, I try to use Creative Commons 0, public domain assets. Generally, I try to lean towards that, just so I don't have to track them all, which maybe isn't the best approach, but it works. But for the folks who aren't under public domain, I do try to credit them all, and so it ends up being a little long. Oh, that was not fun. Oh, actually, yeah. Let me get this up. So one of my favorite things that I've added to this game, just kind of on the side, I hope if people do speedruns that they make use of this, that it's not considered unallowed. So we've got the user interface settings and so on, we've got video, you can mess with a bunch of things, music, controls, but over here in the assist mode, so the general idea of assist mode, if you've played Celeste, for example, I think they were the first one who used the term assist mode, maybe not, I could be wrong. Assist mode is basically, cheats, but the idea is to make the game accessible to people who maybe just can't engage with the difficulty. That's good to hear, man. Thank you. Thank you so much. But yeah, so you can, if you're really having a rough time, but you're enjoying the game, but the difficulty just isn't working out for you, you can mess with these settings, and it will disqualify you from the leaderboard, but you probably don't care about that anyways. So you can bring the game speed way down, which is honestly, for me, kind of painful to watch. It's just so slow. You can appreciate some of the effects a little bit more, though. I do use this sometimes to debug visual effects, just to get an idea. And you can see one of my favorite little features is the T kind of goes flying off there. And then you can also, you can add extra boosts. You can add 1, you can add 2, 3, and then after that, you can just add an infinite number of boosts. So if you want to just God mode it up, basically, you can just fly off in the distance, completely skip everything, and just go for it, right? And then speedrunners don't use the extra boost thing, that's silly. But game speed, I think, is totally fair game for speedrun, because now we're on 1.5 speed, right? And now the game is just fast. You'll notice the ghost is still responding to everything in the game is sped up, so the ghost is also sped up, actually. But yeah, now the game is actually really quite difficult to manage. But you just go absolutely crazy. Oh, it stuck to that. Okay, I want to get 3 stars for this. And it's actually kind of unsettling after playing the game on normal speed to do this, and then just kind of realize that you're just reacting on instinct at that point. It's pretty fun. Yeah, no, regarding I don't know if I want to get into the whole game difficulty thing right now, but my approach or my preference for game difficulty has always been be explicit about the facts that it's not really the intended experience, but also, you know, if someone wants to play the game and they can't play it in the way that you envisioned, just on a physical or mental level, yeah, let them. It doesn't hurt you. So yeah, I've always been and I think it just makes sense. These Ring of Fire things, people get really intimidated by them at first, and it is the first, you know, kind of skill check in the game, that one level that has them. But they're actually super easy because you can just infinitely try. I should equip the hairbrush before we wrap up here. Yeah, so even if you mess up this, you can keep going. So it's actually not as painful as it looks. Though if you really mess up, then you have to restart. But that's how it goes. Oh boy, well, definitely not gonna get the best time on that one. Oh, no, yeah, definitely not. Come on. I just kind of want to see what I'm even working for last time here. Oh, wow, it is well past 8 at this point. Oh wow, I actually was rather puzzled on. So I'm probably just going to play this level a couple more times and then sign off. I need to eat dinner. But I hope people who watched, I hope you enjoyed. I hope you had a good time. Oh, which track thing are you talking about, man? Yeah, I really hope you try the game, hope you enjoy it. Thank you so much for tuning in as I, you know, futz about over here. I will be live streaming again on Friday at 5, I believe, PST. I think that's correct. I would have to double check. So if you want to show up and show some support, just kind of hang out and check out how things are going, please feel free. Oh yes, no, that worked out really well. Oh man, such an unfortunate bounce. Yeah, no, what I'm still not entirely sure what happened with that weird popping noise issue, but thank you also for pointing that out to me, because I honestly completely didn't even notice. But yeah, the transition works out really well. Unreal has this new system called Meta Sounds that they use for specialized audio effects nowadays, and it really works quite well, which is good. In my previous game, I just kind of used a slightly more naive system for queuing up repeating tracks and that kind of thing, and it would stutter noticeably. Fortunately, no one ever really complained about it, so maybe it was just because I was hyper-aware of it. But yeah, I'm glad everything seems to loop really well. There we go. That's the bounce I'm looking for. Come on. 2622. Best time so far. Oh, not my best time overall though. So it goes. Okay, I'm gonna call it there. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you liked what you see, try the demo. Hopefully you'll enjoy it. And if you enjoy the demo, please wishlist. Please give some feedback. Oh, you probably can't even see this behind my camera. There's a little sign in the bottom left corner of the main menu that tells you to give little buttons if you want to wishlist, if you want to give feedback. So yeah, I hope you all enjoy, and have a good night. How do I actually stop this thing? Until I'm really new to this. Oh, here it is.